On today's episode of Joseph's Cravins, we venture back to the birthplace of my wife's graduate degree. I'm kicking it in Hattiesburg. My job occasionally calls for me to do basketball play-by-play, and while no, it doesn't pay more or lighten my workload in other areas, it's still the most enjoyment I've ever gotten out of work, so I'm gonna do it, Mom. I spent 3 half-days in Hattiesburg this past week for basketball reasons, giving me a chance to highlight 3 different lunch destinations in the hub city. On the first day, I convinced my wife to come with me, and after working, we went to my personal favorite place on earth, T-Bones Records and Cafe. I have a love for things from bygone eras that don't exist anymore, like the Seattle Supersonics or the middle class. So record collecting has long been one of my favorite hobbies. The selection of new and pre-loved vinyl at T-Bones is outstanding, but this is a food video, so none of that matters. I understand if the concept of a simple turkey sandwich doesn't get you excited, but the J-Bird at T-Bones is anything but a simple turkey sandwich. Turkey, onions, banana peppers, and a spicy honey mustard. But it's white people spicy, so it's not really that strong. As for bread, if you're getting anything other than their rosemary focaccia, then you're actively trying to make me sad, and why would you do something like that? And while I don't know the science behind it, I know that pressing a sandwich on a panini press makes it exponentially better. T-Bones is also an amazing coffee shop, and anyone familiar with them knows the power and majesty of the T-Bones cold brew coffee. On this visit, Ellie got their signature cold brew, and I got adventurous with something called the Tuxedo, which is a coffee drink featuring dark chocolate and almond syrup. It was cold outside, I wanted something hot to drink, and the drink was fine. Almond syrup just doesn't blend with anything, I've decided. It's got too much main character energy for me. Ellie won in the drink department, but she ordered a simple BLT for lunch, so I won in the sandwich department. And since marriage is an unending competition, we ended this particular day tied 1-1. On day 2, I decided to take a trip to somewhere I've been wanting to try for a while, Fat Boy's Pizza, a Louisiana-based pizza chain that specializes in pizza by the slice. It's not just any pizza by the slice though. Slices larger than my hand, and my hand is 10 feet in diameter. It is not normal or healthy, and doctors say that the size of my hand will eventually kill me. I've long said that pizza by the slice is criminally absent from the state of Mississippi. There needs to be more places outside of shopping mall food courts where you can pop in for a quick slice and a drink, be happy and be merry and be on your way. The question with Fat Boys, though, is whether the pizza is actually good or whether them offering a 30-inch pizza means their business is built on a gimmick. Well, I can confidently say this much. It's pretty good pizza. Obviously, there are limits to a pizza by the slice setup because the pizza's been sitting out for a while in a little hot box, and I did swing by Fat Boys in the late afternoon, so non-peak hours. I knew going into it that I wouldn't be getting the freshest of the fresh of their pizza. I understood the risks. I imagine that eating a fresh pizza from Fat Boys will be much different, but I had zero complaints about this big ol' slice. It was tasty, it was filling, and it was pretty cheap considering you received a pizza slice larger than a high school basketball court. Any restaurant based out of Louisiana is legally obligated to also serve daiquiris, and the bar area seemed nice, but I was a working man. I don't have time for these sort of excursions. I had to get back on the road. However, I found Fat Boys to be enjoyable, perhaps more importantly, quick, and I'd definitely swing by there again in the future. On my final day of work, I celebrated the glory of a 3-day work week by going to famed Hattiesburg burger joint Ed's. Ed's is a creation of Hattiesburg restaurateur Robert St. John, who also owns nearby Crescent City Grill and also the city of Hattiesburg. Ed's specializes in modern, loaded takes on the classic burger joint motif. Burgers with all kinds of toppings, fries and tots served as entrees, and milkshakes that seem to defy the laws of physics. However, the true MVP of an Ed's meal is the bacon jam. Through some sort of dark magic long forbidden in the natural world, bacon is taken from meat form, combined with spices and of course sugars, and turned into a spread. Legally speaking, a jam isn't a jam until it is roughly 99% sugar, and if that doesn't get you excited, then, well, you probably have a fully functioning heart, and I'm jealous. If you ask very nicely at Ed's, you can get something called their Ed's Tots, tater tots coated in Rotel ranch and bacon bits, but with the bacon bits replaced by bacon jam. This is, indisputably, the best thing they serve. It could be turned into a milkshake and I'd probably still eat it and love it. Though the more I think about it, the Worse that sounds. The sweetness and richness of the bacon jam tots was a great combination to go with the tanginess of this patty melt with the signature grill sauce, which is some sort of spiced up mayo or horseradish-ish sauce. I could have polished this entire meal off with an Ed's milkshake, but I was tired and wanted to make amends for my prior mistakes. So I went back to T-Bones to get a cold brew with a little caramel for the road, thereby scoring one more point against my wife and officially winning this week. She's not here to stop me from making this claim, so I'm safe.
I heard that!
Oh no, she found me!